Welcome to the goal. This is the goal. Being here. You made it. This is actually all. You know when Kobe said, those times when it's hard, when you get up, you work late, you don't sleep much, that's actually the goal. That's actually the dream. Welcome to the dream. Welcome to the goal. This is it. This is the daily planner. Why is the daily planner the goal? Because your day is the goal. This time we have here right now is the goal. Michael, what are we doing here with this planner? Is it supposed to get people fit? What are we doing?
We built something that if you follow it to the T and you knock off every check mark box on this ticker list every day for the next 24 days, you will be a completely different human being. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. Is it? I don't know.
What?
I mean, we've only been living this life for 5, 6, 7 years now, and we simply think that there's no going back. And no matter how advanced, no matter how advanced we get, we stick here. And this is why we put what we put on the ticker list, on the checklist, and we're here to share that with you. If you don't follow us on social media and you're seeing this for the first time, this is the 24 days to fittest you. You're a loser, and you need to stop being a fucking loser and follow us, like he said. But this is the challenge. We posted it on our page. We're doing it inside of our coaching community, and there's probably going to be a badass prize for the winner at the end of it. But we thought it was so fucking sick that we wanted to share it with everybody. We wanted to put it out in the world and see if we can change any lives with it. And that's exactly what we've done here with the 24 Days to Fittest You Challenge. So we're going to talk you through this planner, talk a little bit about the why, what we believe is the most important, some of our favorite pieces, how we might attack it, and why you have absolutely no goddamn excuse to not do these things. And
is this gender neutral? Is this plan gender neutral? Can anyone do this? Can Mr. What's His Nuts and Mrs. What's Her Tits do this? Can anybody do this?
I believe they, them can.
Fantastic. Well, I guess there's no one missing then. Everyone with a PP or a vagine can do this. Let's rock and roll. Let's do it. So 3 categories, guys. Fitness, which is how you move your titties and your nuts. Nutrition, how you feed your titties and your nuts. Mindfulness, which is how you take care of the mind that possesses your titties or your nuts. This is gender neutral. Anyone can do this. Are you good, Michael?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Let's do it. So let's start with the planner, because this is, after all, a planner. Beginning of the day, morning. You know what? For simplicity's sake, let's just start the day. Let's just divide the day into 3 categories, shall we? Beginning, middle, end. Right? Because all good things come to an end. All beautiful things have a beginning. Dawn, it's darkest right before dawn. Where did that come in? I don't know. Maybe it should be the quote right above the 24 days to your fittest you. But here we are. Beginning, middle, end of day.
How to get fit as shit from dawn to dusk. That's it. That's all there is to it.
That's spectacular.
Let's do it. Let's get into it. Let's start with the morning. The morning routine, the morning sunlight. Let's talk about the importance of it all. This is where it all starts. If you don't start your day like you're hot shit, you're going to feel like a bag of hot shit then for the rest of the day.
Should we run through each of the steps really quickly, maybe? So there's fitness, nutrition, mental, mindfulness. We're just going to bullet point it super quick so you guys should all read. I'm positive. 10,000 steps, 50 push-ups, 50 burpees, daily protein goal minimum, at least 4 sources of whole foods, half your body weight in ounces of water, morning sunlight, 5-minute self-reflection, and 7 hours of sleep. These are all the tasks. If you do these 9 things, you will be him, they, her, they, tits, nuts, your fittest you. That's a guarantee. Mentally, physically, and dare I say spiritually / emotionally. So how would you start your day, Michael? How would you start your day across this? Well, we're both going to share. But how would you start on this list? Well, how would Mr. What's His Nuts and Mrs. What's Her Tits start their day?
Absolutely start it with morning sunlight. How do you do that? You step your ass out the front door and go for a fucking walk to start the day. You wake up before the sun, that's fine. You should still go for a walk. Why? Because there's a step goal right at the top of that ticker list, and you have to hit it every day for the next 24 days, every 24 hours repeating. That being said, if you could start your day with a walk, get a little exposure to the sun on your eyes directly in the morning, 10 minutes is all you need, and you can have...
For those not following, can you describe the sun? We have some introverts, some people who don't go outside.
That's true. Yeah, it's a big ball of fire in the sky. And if you look at it for too long, it'll hurt. But if you look around it and sort of in its vicinity, it makes us feel nice.
Yeah.
And that being said, every day you start your day with morning sunlight will be an infinitely better fucking day. If you don't believe me, try it for 5 days. And then if I'm wrong, you can DM me and slander me, publicly shame me, whatever. But I'm not going to be wrong. So I'm pretty confident in that. If you start your day, we were just talking about this offline. If you start your day with things that make you feel like the shit, the rest of the day, nobody's going to be able to tell you shit. That pesky little Outlook or Google Calendar is going to seem a whole lot less stressful. All of the tasks you have to take on for the day, they're just simply going to feel easier. And that's why we believe in the importance of the morning fucking routine. It's that simple.
Do you guys know that we were made for the sun? Or the sun was made for us? One way or the other. Because it was here before us. Wouldn't you think it's essential for us to go outside and start our day and register the fact that we, in fact, are human beings on a planet that was made for us? And to get our minds right and to start our day with that mental model, with that frame of mind, with that perspective, that, oh my gosh, what a gift to be here on this planet. I was not here for hundreds of thousands of years. And then when I'm gone, I won't be here for another hundreds of thousands of years. And that, you know what that sun is? It's a nice goddamn reminder that you're here and your time is worthwhile. I was going to say up. That sounded dark really quick. Your time will come to an end. Anyway, let's get jiggy with it. Okay, morning sunlight. Start your day with morning sunlight. May I add, please pair that with 5 minutes of self-reflection at least. And your water. This is your morning routine, actually, is you describe something as mental inbox. Can you talk more about mental inbox?
Yeah, absolutely. The 5 minutes of self-reflection is designed to clean out what Yusuf's referring to, your mental inbox. Every day, every hour, every minute, every second, we are accumulating data, facts, and information in our brain. And I like to call it the mental inbox, as I heard it once so articulately expressed in an Instagram video somewhere. I never forgot it. Every day we're taking on stimulus. The world is designed to distract us and steal our attention. You need time to process that information and to be intentional with it and to remind yourself that you're a real fucking person that exists in the universe. The average person simply doesn't even take 5 minutes to just sit and be alone with their thoughts. So in doing this morning routine, taking a little walkie walk for yourself, getting a little morning sun, and sitting with yourself for 5 minutes, you register that you're present, you're here, you're alive, and that's a great thing. And that is going to set the tone for the day. And if you really want to set the fucking tone for the day, you knock out a piece of those first 3 tickers on the checklist. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, can I have one last thing I want to expand on? Have you guys ever seen that TikTok? He's like, we woke up today. We woke up today.
That's it.
And he just keeps going. It gets louder and louder. It's like time to really process that, because a lot of people don't process it until it's too late. Enough said on that. The fitness, your movement, front load that shit. How else are you going to tell yourself that you are them without proving it to you first? My barber, I've nudged. He's about 40, 50 pounds overweight, former personal trainer, former Marine, and even a yoga instructor too. He knows it. But I have so much empathy for because even this guy who's smart and physically capable and fit, the part I've even seen, he wouldn't even mind me sharing this. I mean, the stresses of having, I think he's got 3 children and his wife, and they're balancing their livelihood together. I believe he's the main worker. And the tough part about not moving in the morning, if you choose to bypass activity, steps, get your heart rate up, get your mind right, get your body turned on, you aren't going to be looking in the, dare I say, best places to validate yourself then. If you can begin to validate yourself first thing, drop and do 50. I never fail to smile after doing 50 push-ups. I pretty much instantaneously smile after doing push-ups. And it's because at 30 to 45, I go, this is hard. My body's going to stop. And when I hit 50, I go, wow, I did the thing that I thought was really hard. And guess how long it took? 30 seconds to a minute. That's it. And for those of you who need to work up to push-ups or need to work up to burpees, start with as many as you can, unbroken, and then just rest. Just rest. And then do it again and do as many as you can unbroken. And then just do it again until you hit 50. And the cool thing is within a week, you're going to feel a huge difference. So anywhere between 6 to 12, let's set this as a goal. One, I'd say there's no reason why you can't start your day, even right after sunlight or right before sunlight, with push-ups. I just don't like, you just hit the floor. Just get it and activate yourself. Or else there's no need to activate you. What's your body turned on for? Nothing. Yeah. So you have to choose the power button, choose turning it on. So with the steps, burpees, and push-ups, I think the morning can really be summed up in those. You could actually, do you want to see how many things we can fit into the first part of the day? Morning sunlight.
That's a good idea. Let's talk about
morning sunlight. That's 1. 2, 5-minute self-reflection.
Yep.
3, 50 push-ups. 4, 50 burpees. That's a full workout. 5, you can take a chunk out of your steps. 6, you could probably do your water. You could probably get half of your water goal done by noon or done by 11. Whatever your body weight is, if you weigh 160, you're just going to drink 80 ounces of water, knock out a 40. Knock out a 40 ounce first thing before 9 o'clock. If you're up at 6, knock out 40. Just try and see how fast you can get it comfortably and just get it in your body. So guess what? Your body is turned on. Fantastic.
Register your place in the universe with
some how many was that?
Push-ups. That was 5, I think.
You could probably take half of your steps done in a 30 to 45-minute walk. Push-ups, burpees, water, half of your water, self-reflection, and sunlight. That's 7 things you can get done first thing. Front load your entire day.
Between the hours of, like, if you follow this planner, we have you with the ability to write out by the hour what you're doing. If you wake up at 6 a.m. and you don't start your workday till 8, the first 2 hours, you could easily, the average person, some people are starting from ground zero and can't do more than 2 or 3 push-ups. But over the course of 2 or 3 hours, you can accumulate some serious repetitions. So there's no reason in 3 hours, most people should not be able to clear 50 push-ups, clear 50 burpees, clear 4,000 to 6,000 steps, clear 60 ounces of water. And maybe even if they are a breakfast eater, unlike me, I like to intermittent fast, but if you are a breakfast eater, probably get 20%, 30% of your daily protein goal in there too.
I'd get a third of your protein in. Really quickly, if we could actually tie this into going into midday now, because when you break fast, you're at midday or late morning. Let's say, for instance, someone's protein goal. So we've attached a protein goal finder to this. And if not, we've both posted TikToks on how to find your protein goal. If you search on TikTok in the search bar, protein goal, higher up wellness, or protein goal, your gym BFF, you can find both of our videos laid out extremely simply as to how to cover your protein goal. I'll give you a very simple example. Let's say someone discovers their protein goal is 160. Okay. 160 divided by 35. 160 divided by 35 is 4.5. That is how many palm-sized servings of lean protein you need per day. 4.5. So if you could do 2 midday, 2 palm-sized servings, about 70 grams of protein, which is just 2. You could either do 2 palm-sized servings of protein. Just visualize it. And then your second half of the day, your next 2 palm sizes for dinner, you could have half of a protein shake for dessert and pair it with whatever the fuck you want. Knock yourself out. But with protein goal, let's say actually, remember we broke the day into 3 parts, beginning, middle, end? We're at middle right now. One of my favorite things to do if you haven't got, because sometimes the day can escape us. Sometimes we really do wake up and we're swept off our feet. We got stuff going on. Maybe we're ill prepared. Maybe something happens. There's an event. Something transpired. So let's say we're at halfway to the day now, and you've either gotten some things done or you've gotten nothing done. Let's just say hypothetically. I love noon and I love 4 to 5 o'clock. Those are my mental buffers as to like, how has the day gone so far? And what am I missing? What could I use as a pick-me-up? I cannot tell you how many times I feel like walking deserves so much credit just due to the fact that it pulled me out of a hole. Like Joe Dispenza talks about walking meditations to literally create your new life. And one of the things that you can begin practicing is walking into this new field of vision that you have for yourself. Literally step into your future. It sounds corny. It sounds weird, but it's one of those things that you just get swept. Every walk is a pilgrimage. You just get swept away in thought. Why not convert it into something positive and fruitful for yourself, and make yourself walk into that very thing and reaffirm it to yourself that I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to do this. Midday walks, arguably one of my favorite pick me ups of all time, especially when I lived in a suburb. Way harder when I live in the city now. I got to get a walking pad. But living in the suburbs, if I'm at noon and I haven't done some things, the first thing I'm doing is going outside and collecting my thoughts. That's the first thing I'm doing. So let's say it's halfway for you. What are you doing halfway through the day? Where do you see certain things begin to fit in? If you're intermittent fasting, you're having your first/second real meal. Do you want to give us an example of maybe like what you would do? What would work like for you?
Yeah, at noon, habit-wise, I'm doing a few things every single day. If I'm breaking my fast at noon or 2, for me, whatever, I'll just call my first meal, unless I'm doing a 24-hour fast, roughly midday. For me, I'm having at least no less than 50 grams of protein in my first meal, no doubt. So my protein goal is about 200 grams a day. So that's a quarter of my protein right there knocked out. And then an hour later, I'll have a Fairlife. So that's 30. So I'm 80 down. So I'm having a very protein dense meal. And I'm also checking myself on my steps. I'm doing a step check. And if I'm not at least like a bare minimum 5,000 steps, by that point, I've been up for 6 hours. There's no fucking excuse. So I'm going outside and I'm getting to a minimum of 5, preferably 7,000 by noon. Right now it's 5:15. I'm at 9,000. I'd like to be at 10 by now. So for me, it's 3 things probably. Protein dense meal that's higher in protein and fat, lower in carb, helps me with my energy levels. It's a step check of myself, and it's an internal audit. It's, have I mindless scrolled today? What have I really accomplished? I've been up for 6 hours. And then I look at my to-do list and I think about what's going to carry me into the afternoon and evening. What do I have to do? Do I have quality time blocked out with Sarah or with anybody I have plans with? So it looks like audit of my mindset and my mental state. It looks like a nutrient-dense, protein-dense meal. And it looks like a self-step check.
Wow. I like that you said the mental audit too. I feel like just for self-awareness, that in of itself, I wonder if some people may be listening to this and then they go through that same thing, but then they get distracted, or I should say discouraged if they haven't hit certain things. And I think that's where there's a perfect story of the 2 shoe salesmen. 2 shoe salesmen from Manchester go to Africa to see if market is available for them. 2 different shoe salesmen go. One says, "Oh, hopeless, situation hopeless. They don't wear any shoes." Second person goes down there, goes to Africa and goes, "Glorious opportunity. They don't wear any shoes." You can look at it either way. Either way is totally fine. However, it's the person that I would say that's really worth, I think that should really pat themselves on the back, is if they catch themselves not in an ideal spot and then they self-correct or they begin to adjust and do what you said, audit. I feel like that owns self-check. I like that. I never even thought of you saying, I know we end every episode with step check, but you saying step check for you is a level of self-accountability that I feel like some people aren't aware even exists. And I feel like that's a great gauge of just like, and you'll be able to notice low steps, higher anxiety, low steps,
lower energy too,
lower energy, low sense of grounding. Your thoughts are up in the air. And I think there's no better place to sort it out and organize it than on a walk or on a piece of paper or on a call with a loved one. Talk therapy, literally just talk, sharing shit. So midday, we've done our step check. We've done a protein check. And so we're at least, I would say by midday, you should be over 60% of your protein goal. I would usually be 60% of my protein goal by then. If I'm now that I'm recently intermittent fasting, I am pushing my last meals up to about noon to sometimes 2 o'clock. I'll usually do 2 Fairlife shakes to break my fast, or I'll do a meal prep that I've got from the meal prep company that I use, and it's a balanced meal. But if I'm doing a balanced meal, I'm going to wait till later. I want to keep it I want to fill up my stomach space with primarily protein so I can get that first big dent out of the way and just get that space occupied with protein, stuff that's going to go to my goal. Let's say end of the day now. You're about 75%, I guess technically it's 66.66 repeating percent through the day. If we're at 2/3 of the way of the day, what are the last things left for us to do? Or actually, this is the final piece. This is maybe the final piece of the day.
This is the evening.
What's it look like for you?
What it looks like for me is if it's a training day, Well, recently I switched over to morning workouts, so that's been honestly fucking nice because I can
Yeah.
just chill. For me,
Yeah.
it's bonus point extra credit steps. Like it's extra calories burned. I've already hit 10K because at this point I've been up since 5:30, and now it's probably 3 to 5 in the afternoon. I'm probably at 10K, and this is bonus points for me. This is let's see if I can just get to 15. It looks like winding down, trying to check my phone a little less as we get out of regular business hours. That's something I'm working on. Allowing my mind to literally slow down, and then rolling into my nighttime routine, which at a high level is more low light in the house, more warm light to allow melatonin production, cooling the house down, getting it physically colder because that's a better sleeping environment, and then doing my nighttime routine, which is just a few key things. It's doing my skincare stuff, which just consists of washing my face and putting some beef tallow on it, and taking my nighttime supplements, magnesium 3 and 8, apigenin, and inositol. And then I wind down for bed, maybe watch a little TV, try to give myself a 30 to 45-minute buffer of no screens prior to sleep. And that is, in my opinion, a perfect day. We front loaded our activity. The steps were hit when the sun was still out. The burpees and push-ups were done before lunch. The protein goal has been hit because I've by this point had a huge dinner as well because I love a big dinner a few hours before bed of probably 100 grams of protein for me. And that's when I get the bulk of my carbohydrates as well. It's going to help aid in restful sleep.
Makes you
And
sleepy.
makes you sleepy. And I've definitely hit my water goal because I'm anal about that. Matter of fact, I left my water over there. I need to go get it. And that's every checklist on the ticker hit. And by that point, I'm in bed by 10, asleep by 10:30, and up at 5:30 or 6, which will put me right at the 7-hour threshold.
Right when I was doing, there was a point in my career when I was doing maybe 7 to 15 calls a day. And since not having that structure anymore, and it's now more morning regiment is water, protein, sunlight, salt, positive reflection. I'm able to get most stuff done in the mornings. I find that when I'm able to control my state of mind from the morning, the end of day just falls into place. Like you just get sleepy. You start to strategically plan out when's my last meal going to be and what's that window like between my last meal and when I'm sleeping. So if I can create about 3 hours of space, 2 to 3 hours of space, I know I'm going to sleep better. And then also, if I'm sleeping like a baby knowing I've done all my shit. But when I had 7 to 15 calls a day, I would look into the next day at the end of the day and just mentally prepare for it in some way and go, how do I want to prepare myself for it? What would this person, if I have a call with them, what would they want me to know? How would they want me to show up? And just make a point to even start tomorrow positively. I shared about this online, shared this with you online. One of the best ways to end your day is to prepare tomorrow.
Yeah.
Positive recap and prepare for tomorrow. What's the best way you could have a good day today? Good sleep last night. These are two different people. If there's me with no sleep, 5 hours compared to 8 hours, I am two different people. I'm not saying it's impossible to perform on 5 hours of sleep. It's those who are chronically getting 5 to 6 hours of sleep and poor sleep at that. That's where it begins to wear and tear. When you start to sleep well and prepare well and your days go according to plan, you start to feel like a stranger in your own home because everything is going according to plan. You're hyper present. You know exactly where you are, where you're located in time and space. And you're like, I've done everything. I did everything. I'm good. And there's no better way to end the day on a positive recap and forecasting for tomorrow. Dare I say we've gotten and knocked off everything off this list
I believe we have.
for free.
And you should too. If you're watching this, you should download it. We'll put the link to the PDF in the bio of the video. Download it. And if you're starting from ground zero or you're a fucking fitness expert, I don't care. This is the foundation. You can't build a skyscraper on a weak one. So you should try to do this every single day for the next 24 days, no matter your skill level. Either way, you're going to come out the other end different for the better.
Thank you guys for listening. I think the people, nuts and tits, and everything in between, are ready to grow the size of their mental unitness. Is that peace of mind, mental peace of mind? This is how you expand. Protein, sunlight, steps, water, positive contemplation. This is the blueprint. This is it.
This is it. Please let us know if you print it out. Let us know if you do it along with us. We're doing it every day alongside the coaching community and alongside all the people that are going to do it with us. So we'd like you to be one of them. Thank you for watching. If you got
Fuck
any value
that. Be one of
out
them.
of it,
The
yeah,
people
just
who
be one
aren't
of them.
doing this, you don't want to be like them, I promise. Indirectly or directly. You got someone you don't like, ask them if they do any of this shit. I promise you they don't do fuck on this list. I apologize for my language. But I promise you, the people that you don't like, the people who you meet are very negative. This list is hieroglyphics to them.
It's Latin.
Literally. Voila. There we have it.
All right, guys. Thank y'all. Thank you for listening.
Go outside.
Go outside.
Go to bed. Drink some water. Do some push-ups. Eat some steak. Eat some blueberries. Enjoy your fittest you.